Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. And by RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need.
Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. Well, break is over, and we're sure glad you stopped by. Oh, guys, please do not let Dave write the script. If you don't know by now, this Master Technician Tech Tip is all about the brake system. Buckle up, we got a ton of tips, and I'm going to start with a brake inspection. So what you want to do is you basically want to get your vehicle up. If you're in the driveway, make sure it's safe, use jack stands. We have the liberty of a beautiful lift, so I got it up in the air, got the wheel off. I want to take a look at everything that's going on in the brake system. Starting up here with the brake line. Just follow it down, make sure there's no leaks, make sure there's flexibility, make sure that it's supple, it's not caving in anywhere, and then you come over to the caliper. Just make sure the slides are moving. Basically, a good visual inspection will tell you a lot. And then you could take it one step further. Look at the rotor, check for any glazing, any rusty, any bad spots on the rotor. Heck, while you're here, just go ahead and take a look at the suspension and see if you have any problems with that as well. Then what you can do is you can do a measurement called lateral runout. Now, lateral runout's pretty cool. We're actually checking to see if the rotor's warped. Lateral runout would be this way. And what I have is a dial indicator hooked up to it, and you don't want any more than 3/1000ths lateral runout. So if you had a hub rotor like this that wasn't sitting there, you would have to put the lug nuts on and tighten it up, but ours actually have these little secure nuts on here that hold it to the hub, so it's not going to flop around. Then what I'm going to do is come over and spin it around. And as I spin it around, you can see the dial indicator. It's moving a little bit, but not too much. Now, if you had lateral runout after a while hits those pads back and forth. It really doesn't cause pedal pulsation because the caliper's moving. But what it creates is disc thickness variation, DTV. And we can come right here on the table and I can show you what that's all about. So as that rotor goes around, it keeps hitting in that one spot on the actual pads, and it starts to eat it in and out. So you would take a brake micrometer and simply just come around in 8 or 10 spots all the way around the rotor. And what you're looking for is less than 5/10,000ths difference of in and out. Now think about that. You can have lateral runout and not have any in or out, and you can have the in and out and not have any lateral runout. Now it's that in and out that causes that pedal pulsation. The pads hit it, pump back and forth, pumps the fluid all the way back up to the master cylinder, and that's what you feel on that pedal. And that's a very common occurrence because the vehicles are getting lighter and the materials for building these are getting lighter as well. And a lot of times they'll start to warp. How do you solve that? Well, you either get some new rotors or you have them turned. Make sure your hubs are clean and use proper torque specifications on your lug nuts. Hitting it with the gun is not a good idea. That's going to warp the rotor every single time. Let's change our attention to our pads. We can look at pads. They come in all different shapes and sizes as well. But we have some new pads here. We have some used pads and some worn out pads. And you can use this pad lining gauge right here. This is pretty cool. You've got green, yellow, and red, just like you would think. The green ones are good. So if I come to the side of the pad like this, you can see these brand new pads are right there on the full green. You have a couple other ones that are green that start to step it down. Now I have this pad that's a little bit worn out, not too bad. But then I would go over here, let's get one of these yellow ones, and let's put a yellow one on there. And you can see there that it's right about on the yellow one. Well, that means you're starting to get worn out. It's probably time to keep an eye on those brake pads. And then I have one here. Well, this one really doesn't even need to be measured. This one here is totally worn out, but if you used a little red gauge or the pad fell in that red section, it's time to replace the pads. Now, what do? I got to replace all the pads. I got to replace all the rotors. Man, there's fully metallic, semi-metallic, organic. There's drilled and slotted rotors, heavy-duty rotors. Sometimes pairing them up or deciding what you want to use, it's a nightmare, but it doesn't have to be. I'm sure Tom and Dave, well, they have the solutions.
Well, John, the match set is the perfect thing you're going to want when you're putting in brakes. Why is it better, Tom, to have the match set?
Well, when you're replacing the rotors, you always want to replace the pads anyway. So why not get pads that the manufacturer has determined are less likely to be noisy, less likely to produce dust, optimally bed in with the rotor. So it just makes sense. And you get all the parts you need with one part number, so there's less surprises. less chance you'll have to run to the parts store and get more stuff.
So you save time and you know you're getting it done right, but what if you just need, say, the pads?
Well, we have a huge selection of pads too from just numerous manufacturers. A great deal we have is if let's say you have a fleet vehicle and you're replacing your pads every 3 months or something, and you really are really interested in cost, we have wholesaler closeouts that are often name brand pads that a competitor has sold off because they're changing the line they're carrying or they're closing a store or something. And they're often half of what our reliably low prices are, which are much lower than a conventional brick and mortar store. So yeah, fantastic deal.
So you can save money, you can save time, you can get it done right if you go to rockauto.com.
Well, it was a great day here at Tech Garage, and we sure hope that you learned something and we made your life easier. As a matter of fact, that's our goal for the entire season. We sure hope you guys enjoyed it. I know we did. We want to thank our sponsors, rockauto.com, Chipola College for the incredible facility, and our incredible crew, man. We've been doing this since 2015. This is season 7. Most important, you the viewers. We can't do Tech Garage without you, nor we don't want to do it without you. This is the end of the season, but no worries. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that cool social media stuff. Thanks for watching, and thank you for the guitar. Woo! See you next season.
Production assistance for Tech Garage is provided by Chipola College, located in Marianna, Florida. Founded in 1947, Chipola was ranked recently as one of the top 3 community colleges in the United States.